Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the latest edition of the Jacob Elyachar Podcast, the 5th anniversary season. I'm your host, Jacob Elyachar, the chief content producer and writer at jakestick.com, pop culture entertainment news website. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're listening to this on any of our audio platforms, download this episode, subscribe to the podcast, and please leave a 5-star rating. I'm thrilled to welcome our next guest. She is a singer and rapper who's been profiled in Medulla Magazine, Pop Culturist, She Bops and Vents Magazine. As of this recording, she has 7.5 thousand Instagram followers and 117,000 TikTok followers. So please help me welcome Mandy Rose to the podcast.
What's up, Thorns? I'm so happy to be here. I hope you guys enjoy this because I know that I'm going to have a good time. So let's get it going.
Thank you so much, Mandy, for being here. And the Thorns are your groupies?
Yes, yeah. So they actually, one of my fans came up with that on a live stream. I was like I was on TikTok one day and they commented, they were like, I was born to thorn. And I was like, you guys are my thorns. And I couldn't be a rose without them. So thank you guys for being
Thorns. Watch out, Swifty. Watch out, Barbs. Watch out, Beehive. Here comes the Thorns.
Yep, here we come.
All right, so Mandy, let's get started. So when did you get interested in performing, and how did that passion evolve and desire to pursue a career in the entertainment industry?
I feel like I've just been ready to perform since I was born onto this planet. I seeked every little bit of attention I could as a kid. I really was that kid that just wanted everyone to watch me do everything. So I think the first time I ever went up on a stage was a ballet class that I did when I was like 6 years old. And I loved it so much, the adrenaline of being in front of people and just doing what I love. I just couldn't get enough of it. So I've taken every opportunity I can to get on a stage ever since then. So it's kind of just always been in my DNA, and I don't know a life without it, honestly.
Absolutely, and I believe me, I also have that same desire to be performing. I've definitely been like, it could go date. My folks have told me it's going back to preschool, especially when I was at preschool and then up to 5th grade, where I did a choir of "You'll Be My Heart," and so from Tarzan and won over the audience.
Oh, I'm a show choir girl at heart. I did show choir in high school, and then I actually did it. I got a scholarship in college for show choir, and I ended up dropping out when COVID hit. But up until then, I was like big show choir girl.
I love show choir. I did show choir from middle school. I did in middle school, but as for choir, I did choir from 5th grade to 12th grade.
Okay, I love that.
Choir kids, ready to assemble.
Yes, we weren't cool back then, but we're cool now.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the recording artists who inspired you. So who are they, and how do they inspire your sound?
I feel like throughout the years, this answer has changed a lot, but as of recently, I'm a huge fan of Charlie XCX and Lady Gaga, Nicki Minaj. I would say that my music right now that I'm making currently is like a baby of all of them. It's like their love child. And they inspire me because they have such a variety of different sounds in their music. Like when you go through their catalog, you can kind of see the layers of them as people. And like Lady Gaga, for example, I love her stage presence and the way that she puts her shows together and puts a story to it. Charlie XCX, I love that she takes a very futuristic route to her music. I feel like when I listen to her stuff, it's like something I haven't heard before. So I really like outlandish things that make me think, oh, this is like never been done, never been seen. And it makes me kind of want to like push my boundaries and try new things. So
That's amazing. I gotta say, I love Gaga. I saw her in concert way back during the Born This Way ball in Kansas City. So I'm so glad I got to see her perform live. And then I gotta say, I was listening to your music and I've seen a whole lot of Nicki.
Nicki is like, she was probably the first female rapper that I started listening to. And, you know, one of my best friends from elementary school was actually the one that put me onto her. And ever since then, I was just always memorizing her lyrics. So I think that her flow kind of naturally is like in my veins at this point. Like I just can't help it.
And she's mastered a lot of great. Yeah, she's a rapper, but however, she's mastered a lot of hits like Super Bass and then Starships and then all the way up to the Anaconda. The Night is Young, The Night's Still Young, and all of her collaborations with David Guetta.
Mm-hmm. She's amazing. I love sonically how she's kind of come into her own as well from, you know, her pop rap hits into like the things she even does now. I love all of it. Everything that Nicki does. And all of her crazy wigs and outfits. Huge inspiration for me.
And I gotta say this, without Nicki Minaj, I don't think we'd be hearing about Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion.
I think that she really set the tone for female rappers in general. I think for a long time there was like maybe a negative stigma or just like people not taking women seriously if they want to rap, and Nicki was the one that really set the bar and said no, like don't mess with us. And since then there's been like a boom, and even like Lotto and like all of these like newer like Bia, all of these newer up and coming rappers that have really grown into their fame recently. I'm like, who knows if that would be a thing without Nicki.
Absolutely. We cannot forget Salt and Pepper or Missy, who laid the groundwork.
Can't forget them. That's a fact.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're not here to talk about Nicki. We're not here to talk about Missy or Salt and Pepper or Cardi B. We're here to talk about you, Mandy. So what have been some of the challenges that you faced staying in the music industry, and how have you overcome those obstacles?
Well, I will say that it kind of felt like when I started posting on my music on TikTok, it took off pretty quickly. It was actually the first beat I ever made that I posted, and that was RHS, and it literally like blew up overnight. And I think going into this industry, I kind of had an expectation that it was going to be smooth sailing and it was just going to keep going up from there. And, you know, I was going to be a viral sensation for the rest of my life. And when I realized that like that's just not how reality works, and you know, one viral moment doesn't mean that you're set in stone, and you have to really put in the work. You have to be obsessed with it. You have to love what you do to keep going in this industry, because there is a lot of competition, and you know, to stand out and be your own person and be your own sound, it takes a lot of time and effort. So I would say one of the biggest challenges for me has been you know, taking off my rose colored glasses and getting serious of how am I going to build myself from the ground up, you know?
I totally get that. I have been in this industry for over 13 years, and I haven't been podcasting. This is my fifth anniversary of podcasting. So I rather play the long game like two of my heroes, Regis Philbin and Barbara Walters, and have a career that's long, that has like over 50 years, than rather be someone that's like has hit big and then fizzled out and then end up on Entertainment Week Tonight's Where Are They Now?
Exactly. I'm like, you know, I don't see myself doing anything else with my life. I mean, other than, you know, I've thought about doing more things like this and writing books, but really being a creative is what I love. And I can't imagine not playing the long game. So through all the ups and downs, I've never had a single doubt in my mind that I'm going to keep going no matter what. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And everybody says, like, look at when Justin Bieber hit it with Baby, it took him years to get that. If you look at Baby One More Time, it took Britney years to get to that point. And if you look at Michael with Billie Jean, it took him, everyone knew he was growing up all the way until he hit that hit.
I know. And I think when you're not in the business and you're just looking from the outside, they're like, oh, you know, this just happened overnight. They're an overnight sensation, or like it all just got handed to them, but they don't see all of the things happening behind the scenes. I mean, so many artists make like hundreds of records before they even drop 5 of them, you know, like it's real.
Absolutely. And same with, I think with our industry, if you combine music, podcast, media together, entertainment, it is one of the most toughest, right next to politics and finance. Those are the three biggest cutthroat, hard industries to get in and stay in.
Yeah. I wouldn't have it any other way though, because if it were easy, everyone would do it. And I know that I'm, you know, I'm a strong soldier. I know that I can push through, the beginning stages of, having that break and making your footprint in this industry. Like I'm willing to push through it. So, and I know it's, it's like 1% of people that really make it to the end, but I'm here for it.
I'm glad you're in here. You're here for it because I'm here for it. So let's go into the long haul together.
Yes, baby, manifest.
Absolutely. Putting it out in the universe. So I want to talk to you about our conversation about some of your songs because I was listening to it some of them before we got on, and oh my God, it's fire. It's fire.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, my music, it's kind of like, I feel like I'm in an era of my life. I'm 23. I'm living life to the fullest. I'm going out, I'm meeting new people, and like I really just wanted my music to embody that energy of like just feeling youthful and energetic and full of life, and just radiating that.
Awesome. So I have picked out 5 of your songs, and I would love to hear the stories behind them. Let's start off with RHS because you brought it up. So as of this recording, 384,000 Spotify streams.
Yes. Yeah. I'm super proud of that one. That's my child because it is the first song that I produced and wrote by myself. And it was a new sound for me. That was the first time I ever really stepped into that, like, it has a little bit of like a drag tone to it. A lot of drag queens were very intrigued by the song, and it was the first time I really like stepped out of my comfort zone and tried something like that. So yeah, that's an exciting one for me.
Awesome. I really hope that, especially since you mentioned them, I really hope people from some producers or creative members from the RuPaul's Drag Universe were listening to that because that would be fab. That song would definitely fit that show.
Absolutely. And you know what? I've had a couple of like drag queens out here in LA send me videos of them performing my songs like RHS in their shows. And I actually like, because I'm still a small artist, I like to have very personable interactions with them. So I actually got to meet them in person, and now we're very close friends. So it's been I've been so accepted by that community and so loved. So I'm really excited to see how my relationship with the drag queens of the world grow.
And who knows, who knows, as you build those relationships time and time again, who knows, you might be headlining a lot of pride parades in years to come.
Yeah, I'm actually like, since Pride is literally right here now, I'm gonna be outside going to everything that I can, and just meeting as many people in the same lane as me, my LGBTQ babies. I'm excited.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Keep Up. It's there as of this recording, it's 32,000 streams on Spotify.
Yes. Yeah, I think that that's one of my most underrated songs, and I think that people need to wake their ass up and listen to it because it's so good. That was the first song that I made with Tommy Brown when I came here to LA, and I'm in love with it. I need more people to hear it. It's incredible.
Awesome. So another one I have is Mad Hatter, 55,000.
Mad Hatter, that's actually one of the few songs that I released independently before I got signed. My good friend David Takala, he made the beat and I wrote the song. And I actually wrote it when I was working at a club, and it was kind of like, the song is kind of about like manifesting the bag and being in that energy, like that bad bitch energy. I'm a little bit crazy, but I'm hot and I'm ready to make some money. Like that was kind of like where I was at in life when I wrote that. So
And I think it's a great song, and it's amazing that even though that you've gone on from being a signed artist, one of your top songs that from your unsigned days and your indie artist days still remains at the top.
I know. I honestly, like, it shocks me too, because I struggled, I think, when I first started and I was independent, like, and I know a lot of artists probably feel like this, like questioning whether what they're doing is good enough. And I didn't let that stop me from putting things out there, because I knew that if I don't start now, when when will I? So it's really heartwarming to see that the stuff I was making a couple of years ago is still getting love from people. That means a lot to me.
I agree completely. And besides, you do not want to live your life with what if playing in your mind.
I know. And I it's so disheartening to see like so many talented people like not do anything with their creations because they wait until it's perfect. Like nothing will ever be perfect. That's one of the main things I was learning when I was an independent artist and wanting to put myself out there. I was like, I cannot wait for the perfect mix, the perfect song. Like just do it. Start somewhere and you will grow and get better from there, but you got to start, you know?
Absolutely. And like, here's the thing, like I have with the podcast and like my early episodes, I was on Zoom. I didn't have a microphone. I only had my AirPods. It's like, and I still put it out because the thing is, I just wanted to start it. And I did not want to I did not want to live my life without answering the what ifs.
And like, who doesn't love a glow up story? I love looking back at my old, like cringy, like videos or songs and like seeing how far I've come. You got to start somewhere.
Absolutely. And the thing is, I would love to go back and interview people. I'm very grateful that a few of them from my old days have come back onto the podcast, made their way to the podcast, and have stuck by me. And I'm so grateful every time they come on. And every time I see them progress. They tell me that I progress. They see me progress. So it means a lot. So I love having those kinds of relationships. But like, man, and sometimes I would love to bring on guests and I'd love to do a do-over.
And you know what? You should go for it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so you might as well just shoot your shot.
Absolutely, absolutely. Back to the music. So let's talk about Hot One.
Ooh, check out my colorful hair. That one was also a co-production of mine. I produced it with my friend Mob, and we actually wrote a majority of it right here in this room. And I feel like with that song, I just wanted to embody like confidence. I wanted to show that like embracing your differences, embracing your uniqueness, not giving a shit about the losers of the world that are going to hate on you for being different, because everybody, like, no matter what you do or who you are, there's going to be someone in the world that doesn't like you or is going to judge you. And I think the whole message of that song is like, just go be who you want to be and do it in confidence and have fun. Have fun doing it. Be a hot one.
Absolutely. And as of this recording, I want to bring that number up, 96,000 Spotify streams.
Yes, baby.
All right. The last song I want to talk to you about is Bunny, and it's up there, 119,600 Spotify streams.
Yeah, I love Bunny. Bunny has a special place in my heart. I made that with my good friend Bad Luck and the producer Telly. He's also the one that I think he did Truth Hurts by Lizzo. So he has a couple of like really big iconic tracks. And this was the first song that I ever created with them. And we were sitting in the studio and we thought that it would be like, it's supposed to kind of just be like, it's a little sarcastic. It's like, because I was never going to be a bunny. I was always going to be a creative. But I was like, I'm too hot to be paying my rent. And we were talking about like rent in LA. And we were talking about how crazy it is out here. And I was like, we should we need to write something about this.
Oh, tell me about it. I lived in New York City for 4 years and that rent was insane.
That's even worse, honestly. I got some friends out in New York right now and they are juggling like 8 jobs. So I know the struggle.
I love New York and Los Angeles, but at the same time, I'm like, no, thank you. I got to save my money for my retirement.
I don't blame you. I'm learning how to save, kind of. We'll talk about that.
All right, then we'll share some tips after this conversation. But however, we got to talk about your dream collaborators. Have you thought of any singers, any songwriters, any musicians or producers that would help enhance your sound, Mandy?
Well, I have like the most incredible team of producers and songwriters, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm always willing to expand my horizons. I've always been a big fan of like Max Martin and all of his productions. I think it would be really cool to get in with him sometime and do some pop records. As far as artists go, I have a whole list in my head, but I would really love to get in with some more Female rappers like So Witty, it could be really cool. A couple of the other, like, I mean, obviously Nicki Minaj, Doja Cat. But also, you know, Ash Nico, Slater, the ones that are kind of in an in-between of like they're famous and well known, but they're not like quite top charting it. I would love to like hop on some of their tracks and do what they're doing. And you know, we'll see what happens. Maybe one day.
Absolutely. And I want to go back to Max Martin. He is probably one of the greatest producers and songwriters of all time. I got to say, the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Britney, Bon Jovi, Celine, I believe, like David Guetta, so many, Ariana, The Weeknd, Taylor Swift. So many incredible artists have gone and on and worked with him. And I got to say, he would be one of my ultimate guests. I've been trying to get him on for years, but like he's still one of my top ones.
He's so busy because he's like in such high demand in this industry. I swear, every artist either has worked with him or wants to work with him. So
it reminds me so much of George Martin, the Beatles' former producer.
Oh my gosh. I just like, I think what makes him stand out is that like almost all of his productions sound so urgent. There's just something about it. It's like this, when you hear it, it's like this needs to be on the radio. It's like a no-brainer.
And I remember the days of listening to Larger Than Life, Oops, I Did It Again, Stronger, Bye, 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 It's Gonna Be Me. All those, and then to this modern day of like Bad Blood and Blinding Lights.
He's got everything. And also Dr. Luke also has a bunch of really amazing records. I know a couple of artists that are signed to him, and you know, like Party in the USA and all those like huge. I'm pretty sure he did that one, if I recall correctly. But yeah, they both are like running. They both have been running pop for a long time, and I'm a big fan. So
absolutely, but however, I would love to hear you see what you would do with Ryan Tedder and David Guetta.
Ooh, I feel like some sort of like club, maybe like a little bit of EDM in there, like have some like beat drops and then like some crazy flows in there. I could see a really iconic song coming out of that.
And also got to mention Stargate. They helped Rihanna a lot.
Yes. Yeah. Honestly, like if I could get in any of these rooms, I'm telling you, I'd pack my bags and go right now.
All right. We got to start writing on our conversation. So what are some of your favorite social media tools that you use to connect with the fans?
Well, I love the duet feature. Actually, my producer, Tommy Brown, who signed me about a year and a half ago, found me because I duetted him on Instagram. And he posted a beat and I wrote a verse to it and I just threw it out there. And that's like literally how he discovered me. And, you know, I've just like made so many random connections from duetting people, which is like insane. If you told me that a couple of years ago, I wouldn't believe you. So the internet is an insane tool. I also love going on like live streams. I like to do live on TikTok, and almost every time I go on there, I end up connecting with at least one creative or like somebody who takes inspiration from me. And I just think it's such an incredible thing. So,
you know, I've never gone live on TikTok before. I've never gone live at all.
I'll tell you one thing. People on the internet can be lethal. Like it's fun, but people in the comment section can be crazy. So you got to be prepared for anything.
Oh, believe me, I've known how to do that, especially with my commentary with the challenge and AGT.
Yeah, one thing else I'll definitely say is when I started having some viral moments on TikTok, I got a lot of love, but with love comes some hate too. So it was definitely something I had to learn to like just stop caring. And that was also like a huge inspiration to like my lyrics, you know, trying to embody the energy of just unbothered, like say what you want. Like at the end of the day, my name is in your mouth. So what does that say? You know?
Absolutely. Believe me, there are people all the time who like say, even your haters are taking notes.
Exactly.
But you gotta work. But here's the thing. Always remember, don't worry about the 5% that are haters. Focus on the 95% who are lovers and fans and want you to succeed.
I think a little controversy never hurt nobody. That's all I gotta say. You know, If I've got 90%, 95% of the people that are watching me fans, and then 5 of them saying I'm trash, I'm cool with that. I'm sleeping just fine at night.
Awesome. So, Mandy, last question. Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, Mandy. So, where can my audience find your music and also connect with you on social media?
Yes. So my music is out on Spotify and Apple Music. I just dropped a new single called 888 recently. Go give some love. My TikTok and my Instagram are both Mandy Rose, BISH. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on here, but it's supposed to be bitch.
I believe me, I'll have to explicitly interview, but however, here, go ahead.
Okay. And then my YouTube is Mandy Rose Music, and I've dropped quite a few music videos on there already. So go give it some love and give me some follows. So
awesome. So, guys, have you missed an episode of the Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar podcast? Visit our channels on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Podchaser, Spotify, and Spreaker. Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar, JACOB Now, are you on social media? I'm on social media too. Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Twitter, and YouTube. Jacob Elyachar, JACOBELYACHAR. Want to find out what's going on with America's Got Talent? Who won the latest season of The Masked Singer? Want to find out my take on Mandy's music? Head to jakes-shake.com, the blog that started it all. Once again, jakes-shake.com. Mandy, I had a wonderful time talking with you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to talk to me today. I really appreciate it.
You too, Jacob. Thank you for having me. Mwah.
Well, thank you so much. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, have a great one, everybody. Good.